But let me tell you about conservatism. And let me tell you a little bit about liberalism. Rush did something today that I really liked. And I told him. He played some of his CPAC speech to point out how far we've come and that we should embrace it and encourage it and run with it. So I told him, I think I'm going to go back to my Hillsdale speech. You gave me a good idea. Play a few clips from that. Because I think what's needed are some coherent arguments about our philosophy and their philosophy. Sometimes, depending on whom you listen to, you can't tell who our friends and enemies are. And again, that's because of a lack of clarity. Now, I had the honor to speak at the Hillsdale College 10th Annual Churchill Dinner on December 3rd. And obviously I'm not going to play the whole speech, but I tried to some extent to define what these statists are. Cut one, go.
The modern liberal is not liberal at all. The classical liberal is the opposite of an authoritarian. The modern liberal is a statist. That is, he promotes what de Tocqueville accurately described as a soft tyranny. Now, what do I mean by this? The statist is at war with the civil society. He rejects the Declaration of Independence, which says in part, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are words rarely taught in our elementary schools today. For the statist, individuals pursuing their own legitimate interests, living independent and self-sufficient lives, largely unencumbered by government, is an intolerable condition. And it's about time that we stop giving the statist the benefit of the doubt and accept the fact that he does not share our passion for liberty and the good that flows from it. The statist is basically a malcontent. He's miserable about his circumstances, and he blames it not on himself, but on his surroundings, on other people, on society generally. He searches for significance and even glory in a utopian fiction of his mind's making, the earthly attainment of which he believes is frustrated by those who do not share it. So he sets out to destroy the civil society. And that is exactly what Barack Obama and Congress are doing today.
And what is a conservative? Cut two, go.
We conservatives understand that liberty is precious and once lost is rarely recovered. We know of the fall of past republics. We know that the best way forward is not by further empowering an already enormous federal government beyond its constitutional limits, but to return to the founding principles. A free people living in a civil society, working in self-interested cooperation, and a government operating within the limits of its authority, promote more prosperity, opportunity, and happiness for more people than any alternative. Conservatism is the antidote to tyranny, precisely because its principles are the founding principles. So for the statist, tormenting us, controlling us, dictating to us, seizing from us, is explained as liberty. For the rest of us, it's tyranny. The statist misuses the word equality, and to great effect, as he pursues uniform economic and social outcomes. And in this regard, he promises to make that which is imperfect perfect, and that which is impossible possible, if only you will surrender more and more of your liberty and property to him. Only then can his utopia, such as it is, be achieved. Consequently, the statist rejects rights as being unalienable. Instead, he assumes the authority to determine who has rights and who does not, and rations them accordingly. Now is not the time for compromise. Who shall we compromise with? Which principles shall we surrender? And to what end? If we can't stop this soft tyranny, if we can't stand up to it, then when will we? Now is not the time to lower our voices. Now is the time to be heard, loud and clear. And if we are not resolute now, then we will never be resolute. All of you here, you're very intelligent, you're motivated people, or you wouldn't be here. Your society is under attack. Our governmental institutions are being used against us. I know it upsets some people when I talk this way, but we don't have time to play word games, in my view. We don't have time to deny reality. These people are trying to dispirit you. They're trying to overwhelm you. They want you to accept their agenda as inevitable, and they want you to give up. You are extremely crucial in this battle. You are the generals in this battle, whether you like it or not. It took decades to get to this point, and it will take decades to contain and unravel it. The status never gives up, and neither do we. Some on our side want us to forget Reagan. I say we still have much to learn from him, and Margaret Thatcher, and Winston Churchill, and all the greats that came before us. We can stand on the shoulders of Madison, Hamilton, Washington, Franklin, Adams, or Obama, Pelosi, and Reed. You pick.
Now, I'm not saying that this is the most brilliant speech ever given, because it's not. I'm not saying that everybody should give this speech or can give this speech. They can't, and they don't need to. But I am saying that there's a reason why we are who we are as Americans, and there's a reason why we're standing up right now. And it's not to demand that the Republican Party repent. It's to take back the Republican Party. And it's not to give short shrift to our ultimate adversaries, the people who are, as I speak, working behind the scenes to destroy our society, but to keep them front and center and make sure every person in this country, no matter where they are or who they are, understands who the good guys are and who the other guys are. Now, we can beat up on George W. Bush, too. Why should we? We've said our piece. The great myth is that we never challenged him when he was president. I don't know of a conservative host who didn't. Who didn't? None of us work for the Republican Party. None of us who are actually have ratings and advertisers work for the Republican Party. We're our own men and women. And there's a long, long, deep record of years and years, for those of us who did it, to refer to. But why would I join in with Obama today and bash George W. Bush? Why would I keep bashing a Republican Party that is in fact in transition and is in fact today as I speak 41 solid against government-run health care? You don't shoot your own troops in the back, especially not when they're doing what you've asked them to do. Who the hell's going to want to be in a foxhole with you? It doesn't get more unanimous than 41-0, does it, ladies and gentlemen? And on the House side, all but one. Almost 200 Republicans from all these districts and all these states said no to government-run health care. Should we shoot them in the back, too? Isn't it obvious that they're different than the Democrats, at least today? Well, Mark, you say that's because of us. Good. That's how a representative republic's supposed to work. And if they respond positively to us, what do? Lynch them? No. A pat on the back is what you do. And then you politically take out the others. That's what you do.